I have never ran a marathon in my life, but this year I'm going to run 4 of them. 1 in England, 1 in Scotland, 1 in Wales, and 1 in Northern Ireland. And when I look at the dates of when these marathons are actually happening, it's between March and September. So really, I'm going to run 4 marathons in the space of 6 months this year. Now in this video, I want to just very quickly tell you a little bit about where the marathons are going to be, when they're going to be, and perhaps most importantly, why on earth I'm taking on this challenge this year. Although I've been planning this for weeks and talking about it literally since April last year, it's only very recently that I've decided on the exact dates, and so I have no idea where these marathons are, and I'm gonna need to look at my notes to tell you. So 62 days from the beginning of this year, I'm gonna be running the Running GP Oulton Park Marathon, which is somewhere near Manchester, up in that part of the world. That is the England one. Now that is happening on the 3rd of March, and that will be my first ever marathon. I'm already training for that. I did a half marathon in December. I almost definitely haven't allowed myself enough time. So I know for a fact that that marathon, my first ever marathon, is going to be a struggle. It's going to be really difficult. And then 63 days after that, I will be on a plane to Belfast, where I'll be running the Belfast City Marathon on the 5th of May. Now, of the 4 events I've picked, that is the one that seems like the biggest deal of a marathon, right? There's going to be road closures and thousands of people, and it would be like a really big, exciting city marathon. So that is very exciting, the Belfast City Marathon on the 5th of May. Then there is a 49-day gap before I'll be back in Wales doing the Velafort Wales Marathon on the 23rd of June. Now this is where the struggle was, because there is only 1 proper marathon in the whole of Northern Ireland, and there are only 2 proper marathons in the whole of Wales. Now, one of the Welsh marathons happens the weekend before or after the Northern Ireland one, I forget which means that my only option is to have that 49-day gap. Is 49 days enough time to recover from 1 marathon and train for another? I have no idea, but if you ask me on the 23rd of June, I'll give you the answer. And then over summer, I have a very nice 98-day gap before I head up to Scotland to run the Loch Ness Marathon on the 29th of September. And then at the end of the year, I have allowed for 93 days of wiggle room. So if for whatever reason, if I have an injury or something unexpected happens, or I need to bail out of a marathon halfway through for whatever reason, I have enough time at the end of the year to find a replacement event somewhere in England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland to make sure that I can do the 4 marathons in the 4 countries in 2024. Now, the obvious question is, why on earth am I doing this? And if you've been following me for at least a little while, you would have seen that last year I ran the Cardiff Half Marathon, and I did that for Alzheimer Society. Now, when I was in my early 20s, my dad was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's, and watching him go through living with the condition, from it being hardly noticeable back then to it being incredibly noticeable today, and because of that, learning more about the condition, learning more about the 1 million+ people who are going to be living with dementia in the UK before 2050, learning about the unspeakably difficult challenges that it poses for family members and in some ways for society at large, and then realizing that there is no cure, right? There is nothing getting us out of this mess as individuals or as a collective. I just wanted to do something. And so the Cardiff Half Marathon was ran for the Alzheimer Society. I managed to raise something ridiculous like £3,100, which was amazing. Will I raise more whilst doing 4 marathons? I don't know, because I had a very big, secret, kind donor last time who donated lots of money. But either way, here's the plan. I'm going to be running 4 marathons over the 4 nations of the UK in 2024, and I'm doing it for the Alzheimer Society. Somewhere around this video will be a donation link. I don't necessarily need you to donate right now. Maybe you donate after I've done the 1st marathon, or the 2nd, or the 3rd, or the 4th, or at the end of this year. But this is just a video for me to put out there to say that this is what I'm going to do, right? I'm calling myself out because I have been toying with this idea for a very long time now, and I've been playing with the dates and messing around with locations, and I just need to get something out there to say I'm doing it, so that there is a flag in the ground. This is me saying that the 4 marathons are happening this year. If you follow here, you'll be able to see more progress as it happens. And so that is it. Am I ready for this challenge? I have no idea. Am I going to do it? Yes, I am. And if you follow along here, you'll be able to see me in the lead up to the 1st marathon, and then the marathon itself, and all of the training and recovery and everything that comes along with this, which will almost definitely be the most difficult physical challenge that I have taken on in my life so far. So let's get started.